Undue influence. What is undue influence? Undue influence originates from laws of contract. There are few keynotes under laws of contract, and undue influence falls under factor limiting contract, which is have the power to render a contract void. What is undue influence? Which is exists when the relationship subsisting between the parties are such that one of the parties is in the position to dominate the will of the other and use that position to obtain an unfair advantage over the other. Now let's see the example of undue influence. Let's see the summary of our play. At living room, Sharvini, a niece, convinces her elderly uncle Vimesh to give her all his savings. She tells him it will make things easier and promises to take care of him. Vimesh is unsure at first, but he trusts her and signs the paper as he was convinced. Pavitra, Sharvini's friend, saw this happening. Later in court, when the judge questioned Vimesh, he said he trusted Sharvini and didn't want problems. The lawyer explained that Sharvini tricked him and took advantage of his trust, and Pavitra confirms that Sharvini persuaded Vimesh to sign even though he was hesitant at first. The judge decided that Sharvini was wrong and by law it is undue influence. So the transaction is invalid and cancel the agreement and tells her to return the money. The judge also advised Vimesh to be careful before signing the papers in the future. Now let's continue to our play.
Uncle V, I have always helped you with your bills and shopping, right? Why not you just give me your saving? It will make things easy for both of us.
But Sharvini, that's a lot of money. I should think about it first, right?
Uncle V, I have always helped you with your bills and shopping, right? Why not you just give me your saving? It will make things easy for both of us.
I guess you are right. You are the one always help me.
Vimesh, why did you give all your savings to Sharvini?
I didn't want to make any problems. She said it would be easier for both of us, and I trusted her.
Your Honor, Sharvini misused her trust with Vimesh to pressure him into giving away his saving. That was not fair decision.
I saw it, Your Honor. Uncle V was unsure to sign, but Sharvini persuaded him and convinced him to sign it. Sharvini, you took advantage of your uncle's trust. This is undue influence. The transaction is cancelled and the money should be returned back. Always know what you're signing, Vimesh. The case closed.
Now let's see the cases related to undue influence.
Executors filed a lawsuit to recoup €140,000 that the debt had given to a member of the exclusive patron, whose home he had occupied for a number of years and whose religious impact he had experienced. The defendant took possession, so to speak, of the whole life of the deceased, and the gifts were not the result of the deceased's own free will, but the effect of that influence and domination. The court ruled in favor of the plaintiff, saying that it was unnecessary to determine whether or not there was a special relationship between the deceased and the defendant.
Now let's see similar cases related to undue influence.
In 1866, T, a 23-year-old Oxford undergraduate, was struggling to make his €1,000 in student loan payment. He asked his great-uncle, who was not close to his father, for advice on how he should find the money to pay. The great uncle asked his nephew, the defendant, to give him advice because he was unable to do so in person due to his poor health. During their conversation, T mentioned that he wanted to sell a portion of his estate and the defendant offered to buy it from him for 7,000 euro. The defendant had a surveyor's report on the property valued at 20,000 euro before the sale was finalized. The defendant went ahead and made the purchase without telling T about this. T passed away a year later as a result of excessive drinking. The purchase must be revoked, it was decided. After being asked to provide advice, the defendant maintained a confidential relationship with T, which prevented him from buying the property before fully informing T of all relevant facts.